Hey everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and a fabulous welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Thank you so much. Over 1,000 subscribers. If you get ads in front of your videos, I do apologise. I do not monetize my videos, but sometimes YouTube likes to take a little bit of the pie, which is fair enough for providing this fabulous platform. Comment on any of the videos this week and you'll go in the draw for one of 2 free readings that I'll draw on the weekend. So you've got basically 24 hours to make a comment, so thank you. Huge shout out to Danny Shea and Denise from Spiritual Growth for supporting me on this journey. Love you both and thank you for your input and your support. Means a lot. Okay, what I'm going to have a look at in this particular reading is I was asked by one of my beautiful viewers privately, which is fine. If you want to ask me a question, either do so in the comments below a video or email me at meistertarot@gmail.com if you feel that you can't put your question publicly. And the question was about Texas with its anti-trans legislation. So I have not researched it at all. All I did was literally my note says Texas anti-trans legislation, Gvnr Dan Patrick, Attorney General Ken Paxton. I gather what is happening is that there is legislation being presented to the state governments, state house, and then to go to the Senate about to basically make it illegal to be trans. Now, what will happen then is that if it does get through, I don't know if it, I'm getting chills up my legs, if it does get through, there will be people that are forced to leave the state. I mean, literally forced to leave, and those that can't afford to leave will be trapped, which is a real worry. I didn't look to see what this legislation actually involves, but I got the feeling from my gorgeous viewer that it's not. It's very extremely oppressive. So I just want to see whether this legislation will get through in its current form. I'm feeling a bit nauseous about this. I'm sorry. Okay, tell me about Texas. Tell me about the Texas anti-trans legislation. I'm just what the boys are really putting in my mind is sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's one of those laugh or cries. It's literally what they're saying to me is that the people of Texas need to tell the legislators to F off. So I don't know whether they're just saying tell them to F off. I don't know whether there can be some sort of groundswell movement in regards to this. If there is, tell them to F off. I'll stop saying that. Yeah, guys, I've said it. Okay. Whether there's going to be some protests about this or something, please support all in our community, especially the most vulnerable. And if it does get through, GoFundMe pages to support those that need to leave. Okay, tell me, is this legislation going to get through? Tell me, is there legislation going to... I feel a lot lighter now that I've said that. So if there are protests, please go along and support the protests. Tell me, write to your legislator. Write. Doesn't matter where you are. They don't need to know whether you're in Texas or not. Write to them. As long as you have a email address that ends in a .com or something that means that you're not overseas from the US, write to them, because they don't need to know whether you're in Texas or not. They don't need to know which way you vote. Just basically tell them to, okay. Right, how is this legislation, the anti-trans legislation in Texas? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah. That not let go moment is when they want me to start reading. Okay, this is my Gilded Tarot Royale. Let's see how we go. Okay, Three of Wands, a plan coming to fruition, a ship coming in. So the legislators in Texas have been planning this for a while, wanting their ship to come in. Oh, they were waiting on, thank you, they were waiting on the midterms to be over. Okay, challenged by, this is going to be a Tower moment for them. If they bring their legislation, this legislation through, it is going to be their downfall. Because it will just, okay, what I'm being told is it is going to be a step too far. Don't ask me why, because I would have thought the anti-abortion would have been a step too far. But I think what it is this is just going to be a step too far. I am going to turn you slightly, quack a moment. I don't know if you can see them. Excuse my messy kitchen. The dog, the fur babies are all lined up there. They love being in on these readings. Sorry, I'll just bring you back. There we go. Bring you down again. The fur babies are all lined up. White dog, grey dog and black cat. Okay, step too far is what I'm being told. Base of this reading. Okay, thank you. It's going to go, someone is going to bring a court case to the highest authority in the state in regards to this. Please support this if you can. In the past, lies, deceit, deception, betrayal, stealing of the truth. What these legislators are doing that are bringing this forward are purely bringing forward an othering, picking on a vulnerable portion of our community and lying about them, lying big time about them, to feed the hate machine. And what they've worked out is if they feed the hate, then they can dictate the, how do I put it, guys? They can dictate the messaging that comes out so that nobody is looking at their failings. By stirring up the hate against a minority group, those that hate are not seeing the fact that they're getting ripped off from behind. It's a magician trick, basically. Look at this hand over here, while this hand is wrecking your grid, selling your assets to overseas entities, getting funding, entertainment only, but you get the drift of what I'm talking about. Okay, crowning this reading, we have the Queen of Swords. There's going to be, so I'm getting that this will be the Supreme Court, but there is a feminine energy that is going to bring this to the Supreme Court. I love that this Tower moment is the through line, are the two most powerful legal cards. I know there's the Ace of Pentacles, but the Ace of Swords, but the Ace of Swords is more about the truth being brought forward, and you start with the truth. These are the ones that will be bringing the truth. Love it. What do we have under there? Oh yes, the plan coming to fruition. But yeah, okay, immediate future. Moral corruption being exposed. Ooh, love. Oh God, it's awful it has to go through this though, but this is about moral corruption, financial moral corruption being exposed through this process. Okay. Externally, temperance, a rebalancing, a movement forward in hope, emotional hope, a restoration of what is good. all things wonderful. So this is externally. Please have faith. Okay, internally, the Queen of Pentacles, a compassionate protection of the health rights. Thank you. Internally, this is what's going to come forward. Compassionate protection and security. Hopes and fears, the Sun. These are, aside from this one, which relates to this one, these are lovely, lovely outcome cards. The hope and fear is that things are going to be illuminated, they're going to be exposed, but this is also a joyful and collaborative unity card as well. Thank you. Outcome, Six of Wands, victory against the suppressive burden, and Ten of Wands is also an end of a cycle of having to carry this load up this hill. Those that are in the trans community, you are not alone, but we understand that you are carrying this burden, but you're going to have victory against this burden. You're going to be able to put your load down. And here we have the World card. Unity of diversity. Love it. Okay. Death. So this is really significant endings and beginnings. We have the Ace of Cups. I love these on the bottom. The Ace of Cups, which is about an emotional overwhelming, but it is a new start. A new emotional start with this eye that sees all. The Fool card, a new beginning in faith and hope. Love it. However, we do have the Eight of Swords, so there will be some restriction. There will be some disappointment with these restrictions. I think, like the anti-abortion reading I just did in Missouri, in Texas, the Supreme Court ruling on this, for some will feel like it's not going far enough. There will be some restrictions placed on it. However, it is a crossroads moment and the path is lit forward in regards to the messaging. Ooh, what I'm getting is there's going to be a whistleblower in regards to this, and then we have the Democratic. This is my Biden administration. It's not just my Biden card, it is the Biden administration. So all that is good. It's not necessarily, okay, it's going to be, is there someone on the Supreme Court in Texas who is calm, emotionally calm, diplomatic, powerful, masculine energy that is sympathetic? There's going to be something here that is brought forward that is going to fall on these powerful, sympathetic ears in regards to legislation. Okay, I will have a quick look in regards now to be brought to the Supreme Court. Sorry, just make that a little bit shorter. To be brought to the Supreme Court, the legislation does need to pass. Thanks, guys. Man, they're enthusiastic about this one. Okay, will the anti-trans legislation pass the Texas House and Senate? Yes. Okay, can I ask next question? Will this legislation then be challenged in the Texas Supreme Court? I've got a sort of. So there will be portions of it that will be challenged. Okay, can I ask a question? The portions that will be challenged, will they succeed? Yes. Can I ask a question, please? Will there be some boundaries upheld? The boys are really enthusiastic today, and that's a yes. Okay. So I think that pretty much sums it up. Yet the legislation will get through. It will be challenged in the Supreme Court is what I'm getting. Entertainment only. Please, please, please support those that are going to bring forward this challenge, because it starts with the trans, it moves on to, and it just moves on to the next. To keep the hate going every time these legislators think that they're going to, every time they succeed, they're going to bring forward the next hate, because they have to keep feeding it. What I want to have a quick look at, actually in this reading I was also asked about the Governor Dan Patrick and the Attorney General Ken Paxton. I'll do a spiritual growth now. I call it that because this is a spread that Denise introduced to me. I'll just do a quick spiritual growth spread on each of these dudes to see what is the outcome for them. Okay, can I have a look please on Dan Patrick, Attorney General of Texas, Dan Patrick. What's happening with him? What's he facing? Where's he going? Dan Patrick. Stop there. Thank you. Page of Swords. He's facing a truth moment, a new start moment. Ooh, there's some truth coming for him. It's going to cut through. Oh boy. Okay, the boys have told me that this anti-trans legislation is going to expose a truth. Sorry about the glare. Big picture window. Beautiful spot. Looking forward to one day having my own office. But this anti-trans legislation going to the Texas Supreme Court is going to expose some truth that we don't know yet. Challenged by something is hidden that is going to be brought to the surface for Don Patrick. The guys know who I'm talking about. It's just my scribbling. What's happening behind the scenes for him? Okay, in regards to a money issue, there is going to be a whistleblower spy in the camp come forward. Where there's going to be some prosecution and justice. Holy crumbs! Wow, so this is what's actually going to come out from what's going on behind the scenes. Karma hanging over him. He's going to be disappointed and he's hiding something. He's playing his cards close, his financial cards close to his chest. Entertainment only. But he's going to be made an offer that he is not going to like in regards to money, hidden money. Okay, outcome for him, the light being shone, investigation. He's actually quite anxious about this, and his foolishness is going to be exposed to the legislators on the base. Ooh, 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 ooh. Restriction by the truth, downfall from the truth, harsh truth coming forward, battered and restricted, heart pierced by the truth, the all-seeing eye, wheel of fortune for him. Ooh, 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 to quote Lena about 1,000,000 times. They are not good cards for Dan Patrick. I did not expect that. There is something that's going to come forward in regards to Dan Patrick, entertainment only, where he's going to find himself on the very pointy end of a sharp sword. Sword of truth. Okay, let's have a look at Ken Paxton. Don't know what it is. Let me know if you're in Texas, if there's some dodgy dealings. Actually, I read on Greg Abbott yesterday. Was it yesterday? And he got some not very good cards as well. So, okay, let's have a look at Ken Paxton, the Attorney General. There's a lot of ick coming for these guys. Okay, show me Ken Paxton. Show me Ken Paxton. Show me Ken Paxton. Show me Ken Paxton. What's in store for Ken Paxton, the Attorney General of Texas? Thank you. Right, what we have is partnerships, contacts, contracts and agreements working together. Ken Paxton working together, working across the aisle. We'll see where this goes. Queen of Swords in a prosecution. Ooh, okay. Prosecutors coming forward about potentially agreements and contracts that he's made. Let's see where this leads. Behind for him. What's going on behind the scenes is Hanged Man. So things are going to be... Okay. I'm wondering if he's going to cross the aisle in regards to Don Patrick, and Greg Abbott in prosecuting, because he's going to see things from a different point of view, and he is at this crossroads moment about which path of truth he follows, taking his blindfold off. Okay. Abuse of power. This is what's the outcome of what's going on behind the scenes. The exposure of the abuse of power and restriction. Ooh. Just have a quick look with the pendulum to see what side this is all on. Okay. Can I ask a question, guys? Can I ask a question, please? Thank you. Talking about Ken Paxton, is he the one that is going to be prosecuted? And I'm getting a no. Is Ken Paxton, Attorney General of Texas, going to swap sides and be the prosecutor? And that's a yes. Oh, I suppose he knows what side his bread is buttered on. Okay, we'll keep reading at this in that, okay, what he's going to do is he's going to expose the lies, the sabotage, the deceit. Ooh! What just flashed in, thank you guys, is yesterday's reading on Greg Abbott. There was something dubious about the election. So this is about the win at any cost, exposure of the win at any cost, and the sabotage, which is going to lead to restriction. Okay, the karma hanging over. Oh, Ken Paxton. He is going to face his Waterloo moment due to his choices. That's the karma hanging over him. So the actual outcome for Ken Paxton, we have the Biden administration judgment. Things being brought forward very quickly, and then a new start. This is more complicated than I think for Ken Paxton. What the boys are telling me in regards, especially in regards to this karma and the outcome, is that Ken Paxton, he's seeing things from a different point of view. So he has to make a decision about what side of the truth he wants to be on. Is he going to be the prosecutor, or is he going to be prosecuted? What Pendulum told me is that he's actually going to be exposing this, but I think it's also going to be his own undoing, because like a lot of the GOP, when they start blabbing about stuff, they tend to incriminate themselves, and it is going to be his Waterloo moment, his undoing due to his choices. He's going to get caught up in this, really caught up in this. He's going to, so this is this King of Cups again, which we had in Dan Patrick's reading. Sorry, I've got a delivery coming. I think the dogs are going off. I had that in Dan Patrick's reading, and it is going to lead to a judgment moment. Things are going to come forward very quickly that Ken Paxton is not going to be able to control, which is going to lead to a new start. Hang on. I'll just pause you for a second. Yes, I'm being told, yes, there's a delivery at the door. Hello, guys. I believe it's my intuitive cards turning up, so that's very exciting. So he's, whatever is brought against Dan Patrick, Ken Paxton's going to be caught up on, and he's going to find that it's out of his control. And then we have this full moment. Base, we have this infighting. Is this Abbott, Patrick and Paxton all squibbling against each other, argy-bargy, infighting with the messages that they're trying to get out there? It's really ugly. It gets really ugly. But the truth is going to be packed up and moved forward to a new horizon in regards to who owed who what and where and when, who was obliged to who financially. We have this rebalancing as moral corruption and money laundering is exposed. Ooh. Okay. Let's see how it plays. I don't dislike those cards. I don't wish ill on anybody, but I can only read the message that the boys are giving me. Thank you for joining me. Let's see how it plays. Take care. Bye-bye.